What's up, Mets fans? Welcome back to another video. So, today I will be discussing if the New York Mets should resign Javier Baez. Now, as I mentioned in my last video, or my last two videos ago, Baez was very, very fun to watch. He was a very fun player to watch. He's just so electric on the field. Like, he just can't do nothing wrong. Maybe he strikes out a lot, but he fixed that later on in the year. Like the last 4 weeks of the season, he was walking a lot. And I always said this to myself that I believe Baez can become a very good player if he be more disciplined at the plate. And he's shown that. And I personally believe the combination of him and Lindor in the middle of the infield is really good for the Mets. Very great for the Mets. And I understand some people may have a different take on this because Baez might be asking for a lot of money. I'm not really sure. I think the Mets offer him about 5 years, 6 years, maybe about 175 to maybe $200 million. Now, I know some of you guys will probably say we shouldn't do that because we have Lindor locked up for 10 years, $341 million, and if we sign Baez to $200 million, the infield alone, the middle of the infield alone, is worth about $500+ million. But if you guys watched Baez play in a Mets uniform, he's honestly did his part. He's only struggled like the first couple games. Let's look at some of the stats. So overall, of course, this is for him also in the Cubs jersey. Overall, Baez had a .265 batting average, 31 home runs. He had 133 hits, 502 at-bats, and a 4.5 WAR. Now, his career, of course, he's a .264 hitter, 149 home runs he has in his career. He has 804 hits and 3,040 at-bats, and his career WAR is 23.4. Now, something I've been noticing, Carlos Carreras also kind of mentioned it, is it seems like WAR is going to be a huge factor into players getting huge contracts or getting, money they feel they deserve. But overall, Baez is a, very electric player. He's made a lot of good defensive plays, guys. And like I said, I went to a couple of Mets games this year in person, and it just was beautiful to watch. Like Baez is a very just electric player. He has that New York grit in him. He has the personality, and Baez is always down with the antics. He is always down with the antics. He likes to show up in big moments, as what was shown in the first game of his first Mets game. Basically, he hit a home run, right? Like, he hit a home run in his first game as a New York Met. And after, when that happened, I just had a lot of hope. Unfortunately, though, the Mets didn't get to where they needed to be. But I had a lot of hope. And I do think Baez is a key part to us being successful, honestly. I think if we can have him, has a huge power bat to go along with Alonso, Lindor, and whoever really else we sign, because the other guys in the outfield is not really power guys. Conforto is, but he had a very down season, and I don't really know if we bring him back. But here's my take. Yes, the New York Mets need to re-sign Baez. They have to re-sign Baez. there's really no other way around. I don't see why the New York Mets let Baez go. Um, I think he's a must. We have to resign Baez. He just provided a lot for us. Um, a real lot. And unfortunately, though, I think the team just didn't show up, because I do think if the Mets team was firing on all cylinders with the stats that Baez put as a New York Met, we would be in the playoffs right now, right? Because Baez put up about the same numbers, if not some areas better than what Cespedes did for us in 2015. So I do think that Baez is a huge piece, and I do think that, we do need to resign him. Just try to get at least 5, 6 years. I hope he doesn't ask for 8, 7, 5 years. I feel is right for Baez, and maybe 5 years. We'll see though. How that translate. If Baez does get re-signed or if he doesn't. I just want to thank all you guys for the support so far. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Share. I'm going to be uploading content daily, and I just want to thank you guys for the support that I've been getting so far. Remember to comment. I am responsive, and I do respond to my viewers. So thank you guys, and let's go Mets.